Hey guys, KRX50 here with another review, and I'm back at my old filming station now, since it's been freed up. This time I'm going to be reviewing the complete selection modification, DienDriver and Diend belt. So, like with the CSM DK driver, this is a modified version of the original deluxe DienDriver from Max Rider Decade, which has new sounds and new features, but this also includes a completely original line, which is the Diend belt, which was now released in the original Decade toy line. So this includes several things: the DienDriver itself, the Diend belt, the belt straps, belt stopper, a card holder, and 39 rider cards. So let's get started. To start, we're going to take a look at the CSM DienDriver itself. Now, one thing I want to note is that this is actually going to be a bit of a personal review for me, because as some of you guys may or may not know, my very first review ever uploaded to YouTube was of the original deluxe DienDriver, which I still have to this day. So this thing here means a lot to me. Taking a look at it, it has the same base design and the same base molding as the original deluxe DienDriver, with the black base, the silver, gold, and metallic blue paint, and the same basic design. For comparison, here is my original deluxe DienDriver, and you can see that there have been some things that have changed. Now, obviously, mine is a little bit beat up, so this isn't how it originally was, but you notice that the paint's a bit more metallic, has a bit more of a shiny finish to it. The blue is a bit deeper, and one thing that you might not notice at first is that there have been details added in to the paint scheme. So when you extend out, the gun comes like this. Obviously you have this part which is connected, but you'll notice that there is a gap in the paint between here and here, as well as on the back. Well, that is one of the things that they changed for the CSM version, where now we have gold paint connecting these two stripes, as well as paint all across the back. Another thing to note that is an addition that you wouldn't exactly know at first is that the two muzzles have now been changed from plastic to die-cast metal. Another thing to note is the shape of the plastic window for the card display. On the original, there is a slight gap here for the hinge, or for the slider. While it is still retained on this version, there's also a second gap right down here, and that's because, unlike this one, the CSM DienDriver now has a card reader which goes in this section. So that is something I will get to in detail later on. But overall, just the start of this is a very nice piece that very well captures the feel of the original deluxe DienDriver in size and shape, but does feel like they improved upon it. Next, we have the brand new Diend belt. Now, one thing to note about Diend is that for a while he was the last rider to use something besides a belt to transform, with his DienDriver of course being a gun. And so it wasn't until Kamen Rider Necrom's Mega Uru Odor that we finally got a henshin device that was not a belt. So it means that they didn't release a Diend belt during the run of Max Rider Decade. That being said, there isn't too much new about it. As you can see, the base design for the belt buckle is that of the DK driver, but Decade is no longer written across the top, and we have this new buckle here, which is primarily just this black matte piece. But then you have the Diend symbol displayed here with clear blue plastic and a very nice hollow foil effect underneath it. Interestingly enough, it still has the same gear mechanism as the DK driver, but there's no button to release it, nor a card slot. and the back design is the same as well. By extension, the belt straps are also the same, being identical on both the left and right sides. They go in just the same. And you have the same back piece, which of course attaches on via Velcro. The last part of it is the Dien card holder. Now, the original Deluxe DienDriver did also include a card holder, which was based on the card holder from the Deluxe Zeronos belt. And here's right here. For the most part, they're about the same. The plastic is a little bit darker on the CSM version, but for the actual holder part, they have about the same kind of molding. What is different is how it clips onto the belt. The original one used this plastic clip to where it would just hook onto the side of the belt. For the CSM version, it now uses a Velcro strap similar to the one used for the belt stopper. It opens up from the top and can hold up to 18 cards. And about the same can be said for the original version. For that, of course, take it, attach it to the side of the belt, and then secure it on like that. You have your completed Dien belt. Next, you have the 39 cards. So, like with Decade's cards, these are new laminated cards that are more show accurate, with the characters being in English, and removing any of the extra details for the Gun-to-Ride game. And of course, just like with the DienDriver cards, they say Master Rider for the riders, since this was before Double, when all riders were technically called Master Rider, insert rider name in English, so Diend was officially Master Rider Diend, and the other cards follow suit. Also, as can be seen, of course, his cards are a little bit different in style, as they are now on this one gray background instead of the black one for Decade's cards. And so most of these are Kamen cards. So for the Kamen cards we have Diend Kino Monaco version, Diend Complete Form, T3, T4, Scissors, Raya, Guy, Oja, Fam, Ryuga, Kaiza, Delta, Saiga, Orga, Ryo Trooper, Glaive, Ibuki, Todoroki, Zanki, Kabuki, Drake, Sasword, Punch Hopper, Herkis, Ketaros, Caucasus, Ixa, Saga, Ray, Ark, and Skull, who's the one that actually says Kamen on it because he is from Double. Then the ATTACKRIDEs, Illusion, Invisible, Barrier, Blast, which is a little bit of an oddie as it says Diend Blast, and this was something that was on the original card as well. But in the belt it does, rather in the gun it still says just Blast. Cross Attack, Gekijoban, and then the one final ATTACKRIDE, Diend. By comparison, the original DienDriver had only 4 cards: Diend, Kaiza, Oja, and final ATTACKRIDE Diend. Though obviously mine are a bit worn down from use over time. But you can see the difference is quite apparent, and the CSM ones do look a little bit nicer. It's because they are more show accurate. So without further ado, let's get to the lights and sounds. So, to start things off, we of course have to switch on the DienDriver, which is done via the on-off switch on the back. So switching on will get you a confirmation light and sound. On its own, the DienDriver can do 2 things. First is blasting sounds, or a blasting sound, since there's only one, which is the same regardless of whether you press or hold the trigger. And then the cocking sound, which is achieved by sliding the chamber forward and back. And it's a very nice sound that goes along with a very solid and rather heavy click. It's very satisfying. So, use cards, just take your card, flip it over, place it into the slot, and pull out the barrel, or pull forward the chamber, and press the trigger. And that's the first of the big improvements with the CSM DienDriver, which is probably the biggest improvement, which is the addition of rider names. With the original one, it didn't actually read the cards, so it didn't know what card was being put in. For the transformation, it didn't even say Diend, which is something that put off a lot of people. But the Decayed toy line had what seemed to be a very limited budget, and most of that budget went into the DienDriver, so the DienDriver kind of came out worse for wear. But if you want to see how that functions, you can watch my original video of it, which I will put a link to in this video. Now, another big feature is that in the show, Diend would actually stack cards one on top of the other. And that can also be done here, thanks to the card reader being on the outer portion of the driver. So if we put in the second ATTACKRIDE card, and pull out the chamber, it can also function even though there's another card in there. We can do it again using the Diend Complete card. And it kind of helps if you're kind of trying to push in the spring part while you're putting in the cards. And this can hold up to 4. Now, just to show that, I have removed 2 of the cards. And the way we'll be doing the rest of the cards is putting in 3 at a time. So, first we have G3. G4. And scissors. And the reason I'm doing this is because they all make the same sound. Since for his other ATTACKRIDEs, besides the transformation ones, they were all used for summoning doppelgangers of the riders rather than transforming into them. Next is Raya. Guy. And Oja. And for the remainder, I'm just going to be using them and pulling the trigger, since it'll be easier to skip over the summoning sound, since it is the same for all of them. Next are Fam, Ryuga, and Kaisa. Delta. Saiga. Orga. Riot Trooper. Glaive. Ibuki. Todoroki. Zanki. And Kabuki. Drake. That was a little mistake. I don't know why I read it like that. Sasord. And Punch Hopper. Hercus. Kitaros. And Caucasus. Can be a little tough to slide them out. Next is Ixa. Saga. And Rei. Then the last of the two Kamen Rider cards. Arc. We'll do that one more time. And Skull. Then the ATTACKRIDE cards. Illusion. Invisible. And Barrier. They also make the same sound as the Kamen Rider cards. Then DienDriver Blast. Another misread for some reason. Cross attack. And Gekijoban. That one actually functions a little bit differently because of how it worked in the movie it appeared in, which was Master Rider Cho Deno episode Yellow. Then finally, the final ATTACKRIDE card for DienD. Additionally, there was also a Rider card binder released for DienD, but because I only include one card, I'm going to include it here as part of the review. So as you can see, it includes a slipcover designed after the DienDriver. You have the binder itself, which has a picture of DienD and some of his normal Rider summons here, and then the ones used for DienD complete form on the back. The one card included is the ATTACKRIDE DienD power-up version. And what this did is, in the show, is let him transform but be stronger when he did so. That being said, it does make the same sound as the regular version. Also included was a card list. So, like with the one for Decade, includes DienD himself, his DienDriver, and then the card list, starting with his own personal cards. Then all the different ATTACKRIDE cards. DienD complete form and his K-Touch, which was never released and has not been yet. And then the ATTACKRIDE cards associated with complete form. Then an interview with the actors for DienD and Narutaki. Plus a card list for the cards included with the DienDriver, and then the one included with the binder. And as one last thing, the cards from the set do work with the CSM DienDriver and vice versa, so I'm going to demonstrate a few with each. So, for the DienDriver, I'm going to show off DienD's Henshin card, or DienD's Kamen Ride. His ATTACKRIDE Blast. And his final ATTACKRIDE. Then similarly, I'm going to use Decade's ATTACKRIDE card on the DienDriver. His ATTACKRIDE Slash. and his final attack ride.
Final attack ride. Di-Di-Di-Diend.
So overall, this is an excellent set. I have to say that they really did a bang-up job just really improving upon the original DienDriver, adding in all of the original features, while basically kind of improving upon them. It still has those same sounds that were used for the Kamen Ride and Final Ride sounds, but they completed them by adding in the extra voice clips. And one thing that I'm really glad for is that they pulled out and used the original Diend clip for the transformation and for any other uses of Diend. Because as you might have noticed in the DK-driver, for that one they had a new voice recording, but for this one, they thankfully pulled out the original sound file. The cards that are included are, of course also very nice. They're very nice and glossy. There are so many of them there. Most of them you couldn't really get easily, so this is another case where there are a lot of cards that you're getting that you probably never had before. And I, for one, am actually going to defend the Diend belt. Personally, that's something that I really wanted back in the day, and I think it's just cool to have. While you didn't use it to transform, it just was a very unique design to it, at least as far as the buckle goes. And it feels a bit cooler to have this belt and then use the gun alongside it, as well as having something to, put the holder on. Even though with the original one you could just put it through your belt loop on your pants or something like that, this just feels a lot more like a complete selection product. As for the binder, that's definitely something that is a good pickup for storing the cards, but since the one card includes is basically the same as the original Kamen Ride Diend, but just with a different image, that's something that you probably just want to get if you want a binder to put your cards in from this set. That being said, once again, this really is a very good set and one I'm proud to have. And one last thing I want to note is just in the spelling, because I've seen a lot of reviews call it the DienDriver as two words, but just looking at the box here, the cover for the box, it clearly says DienDriver as one word. Just a little nitpick, but just one I wanted to get out of the way. So, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. You can check me out on Facebook at facebook.com/KRX50. And for now, this is KRX50, writing off.